It's February 1st. This is going to be a rough one, you guys. So buckle up. And maybe, if you're not in the right headspace, come back tomorrow. Because we've got, I would say, to me, this is the most alarming day yet. Ironically, it's day 13, isn't it? Is it day 13? I'll have to go back and look. I'm 99% sure this is day 13. So let's get to it, shall we? Okay, here's the one piece of good news I have for you. Should I save it to the end? You can't answer me, so I'm telling you first. Ken Martin is the new DNC chair. He seems like, you know, a pretty solid dude. He is speaking out already. You know, I mean, he's at least talking about how Democrats need to step up to the plate and be on the side of the people and not be on the side of the oligarchs. Like, make sure that they're standing up for immigrants, make sure that they're standing up for the middle class, because we're going to really need their help. We need desperately someone to be on our side and someone to actually fight these people. Which a lot of people are screaming, why isn't anyone fucking doing anything? And then everyone's just yelling at each other right now. Because there's some wild shit happening. We're about to start talking about it. But anyways, check him out. There are some speeches of his online. I feel a little bit encouraged, but I don't know what it's worth right now. So, okay, we're going to start talking about the most fucked up thing that has ever happened. And this is going to be the first story. So Elon Musk has gained access to the Treasury Department payment systems. And he locked the employees out. He's not even an elected official. He's actually not even a fucking citizen of this country. This is, I think, the most scary, like, gun to America's head moment that has ever happened, as far as I'm aware. Perhaps I'm missing something. Not good. Not good at all. That is where Social Security, Medicaid, welfare, basically all government spending programs that are targeted at distributing government funds to citizens. He's in there. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I mean, I believe their plan is to completely freeze payments. And if he freezes Social Security, it's an unbelievable crisis. Unbelievable crisis. Like, I don't even know what to say, honestly. Because I don't think I have to explain. If he freezes Medicare or Medicaid, both, and Social Security, a lot of people are going to be fucked. A lot of people are going to die. A lot of people are going to become homeless. People's parents. Terrible, terrible times that we're living in. This next piece of news is really not much better, because this is all the authoritarian playbook, and it's now like coming to pass. And these are bigger, more sweeping actions than we've seen so far, which seems hard to believe, right? After the week we've had. Unfortunately, CNN, NPR, PBS, the New York Times, NBC, Politico, etc., all of the actual news organizations have been forced out of the Pentagon. They've been told to vacate the premises. They will be replaced by... Take a deep breath, okay? Like, the funny element of it, because it is funny, is like, you know, helping me not die. Breitbart, okay? OAN, the New York Post, and HuffPost. Might as well be the fucking Inquirer. So, we have now a state-run media, like Russia and North Korea. Welcome. Welcome. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy. I do expect somebody's got to try something crazy, right? I don't know. I don't know if anyone's going to do anything. Is anyone even trying? Like, no one really has an answer to that, and I'm sorry that I don't have the answer for you. If nothing happens in the next 24 to 48 hours, like if there's no real extreme pushback against this stuff, I say make sure that you learn how to grow food inside. And I'm dead ass serious. Like, start making a plan. Unfortunately. The preppers were right. The preppers were right. Very, very scary. Trump is also, he just ordered an airstrike in Somalia. I believe it's already happened. It was against some like high ranking level like ISIS members. Why does that news seem like almost irrelevant? It pales in comparison to what is happening, but it shouldn't, because he promised he wasn't going to get involved in any conflicts, and now he's fucking starting wars with everyone, literally everyone on the planet. He also, I saw a video of him today, since we're about to be talking about the tariffs. I saw a video of him telling the European Union that he's going to be imposing tariffs on them as well, and that they've treated us like shit. He's alienating in exact narcissist fashion. That's what they do. They triangulate. Like, they alienate everyone, not just around them, but around their loved one, America. So, like, if America was a woman and Trump is a man in the relationship and he's a narcissist, like, he's isolating America so that he can abuse us and no one will help us. Very dangerous times, unfortunately. The tariffs are set to begin literally Tuesday. We will start charging Canada 25% for imported goods and whatnot. It's fucked. Canada, I've seen Trudeau make a bunch of statements about it, and he is swearing that they're not going to back down and that they're going to like meet this with equal force. And honestly, I hope they do. But then Trump is saying, okay, well, we're just going to keep increasing the tariffs until you break. And he's claiming that this is about immigration and drugs, which is very convenient because those are two of the things that our government has never, no administration has ever gotten it completely under control. Remember the war on drugs and the drugs won? Yeah. So this can be a never-ending, ongoing thing, and he knows that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know that, but whoever's talking through his mouth knows that. You know what I'm saying? I get that he's a fucking puppet. He's barely a real person. But we are in for a wild ride. And things are going to get very expensive. So again, mentally prepare to start. I would stop spending any unnecessary money. I already did this. Like, I went through my budget. I think maybe I've told you guys that. Cut out everything you possibly can. Make a plan to pay off any debt that you have if it's possible. Or like even talk to like a debt consolidator or something. Like, you need, honestly, it wouldn't be a bad idea to like take some money out and put it under your fucking bed, and I'm dead serious. Probably not a bad idea. We don't know what the hell's coming. And during the Depression, you know, the banks all shut down. I mean, I think that this stuff is a real possibility. So you probably should have extra food on hand, at least like a month's worth of just dry goods. You don't have to be weird about it. Get some canned beans. And listen, if the worst case scenario happens and you have to eat beans for a month, like, you'll be fine. It's good for character to realize that, like, all the shit we've been taken, like, seriously for granted. I don't normally do this, but I'm just going to toss this in there because I think this is very wise. I have, like, a very trusted psychic that I just adore on TikTok. I don't, like, pay psychics for anything. I just watch her content. And she just said something really profound today about how man's struggle against nature is equally difficult to man's struggle against man. So, like, the nature of human beings. And the way that I interpreted that, and I really needed to hear it, is that because life feels tremendously difficult right now because of the nature of man, because of this man-made chaos that we are living in. However, I have central heating and cooling. I have plenty of food. I have still for the time being, the internet and really nice warm bed. And I have electricity and I have shitloads of books and games. And if I was trapped in this house for 10 years, I wouldn't probably finish all this shit. You know what I'm saying? If I had electricity. So that wasn't always the case for us as human beings. We used to have to like fucking fight for our survival outside. And I'm not saying that that isn't a more pure experience, because it probably is. I am saying I agree with her that it's equally difficult. It's different. So there is a way to find gratitude still daily, at least for the time being, until things, you know, and it may get worse. But right now, I don't know if you guys have ever heard that anxiety exercise. Name 5 things you can see, 5 things you can smell, 5 things you can hear, 5 things you can touch. It's supposed to ground you. So like, remember where you actually are. It's very easy to get carried away with our thoughts right now. We don't know what's going to happen, dude. A lot of things could happen, okay? Including other countries coming to our aid, because like we just don't. The other countries are going to get pissed real fast. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission has told its workers to halt filing and processing LGBTQ claims. Basically, unfortunately, it's going to be a really tough time for minorities, women, basically everyone that isn't a white man. You know, buckle up for discrimination, buckle up for hate and harassment. Be safe. I do think people should consider arming themselves with protection. Not even something I've ever been particularly interested in, but it's better to have it and not need it, you know, than to need it and not have it. I'm sorry for the somber tone tonight, but I just want people to start, you know, like, we'll still make jokes no matter what happens. I would make jokes in a jail cell, absolutely. I would probably do nothing other than make jokes in a jail cell. I'm good at gallows humor, okay? I promise. Sorry, I almost teared up a little bit. We're gonna get through this, but, you know, shit's getting real. So, I promise that we will find our way and we will help each other, not just on the internet, because who knows what's going to happen to the internet, but you will find community in the real world, and you should start looking, and those people will also help you. I'm sorry, I just looked down at the next headline and it's so fucking stupid. I hate them. Pete Hexas says we're probably going to invade Mexico to stop the drug cartels. Again, dude, you're fighting a ghost. But it's not about, this is literally, it's a race war. It's purposely fabricated chaos. They're trying to cause as much chaos as possible so that they can, I mean, that is also an abuse tactic in a one-on-one relationship, right? They beat the shit out of you, they call you fat, ugly piece of shit, and then they make it better, right? They're oh, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. This kind of cycling, it throws people's nervous systems into chaos. It throws people off completely so that they can't function. And they, you know, they know that. Abusers know that. So they're just doing what they do. I mean, if we end up in a war with Mexico and Canada, I'm sorry. It's not funny, but it's just so... none of these problems were problems. I mean, I'm not saying we don't have a drug problem. Sure, we do. And I'm not saying we don't have a problem with the current system. Absolutely we do. Anyways, they're taking a machete to a hangnail, and it shows. Trump also fired the director of Consumer Protection, the Consumer Protection Bureau. I think that speaks for itself. You are not being protected. This is not about you. This is about shoring up the oligarchy. This is about building a brick wall around the oligarchy and then transferring all of the money in there so that we are just starving peasants outside in the street. Weird. I said that, and then I got like a vision of them destroying people's backyard crops. I mean, I do read a lot of dystopian fiction, and I also write dystopian fiction, but I come from several psychics myself, so I'm sorry to say that may actually just be a vision of something to come. And of course it will be, because they can't have us. Anyone who doesn't need them is too powerful and too dangerous. And the more of us that figure that out, the bigger the danger we pose to them. Literally the Hunger Games. Anyways, this is... I'm sorry I did this to you, but I'm ending with this story. The doomsday clock has moved to 89 seconds to midnight for the first time in history. Congratulations to us. So, I would tell you to get some sleep, but, you know, I don't know. Maybe if you smoke weed, do that instead. I don't do any of that. I just have to, I'm 100% sober. I'm just raw dogging this. I am going to go read my own dystopian fiction. Not the book I wrote. I'm going to read my alien book. I'm going to hang out with my kid and my animals. And, you know, I'm probably going to stay kind of glued to the news because that's just what I do. For better or for worse, I am able to simmer in the darkness without burning up. So I'll be doing that because you can't, or if you can't. And I will continue to bring you what you need to know to the best of my abilities. Will I make lots of mistakes and misreport shit sometimes? Absolutely. But, you know, I'll try to clarify it the next day. Tomorrow seems like, you know, normally weekends are not this busy with news, but I didn't even talk about the several other plane crashes that have happened. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Love you.